What's up, everybody? Back to another one. You see, it's hot outside right now, so got the AC on in the truck. But let me see. Let's get a little closer. So I don't know if everybody looked at that short that I put up this morning. Basically, that short was what happened in 2019 with me and my wife at the pet store. So, tell y'all a little story about that. So, just before my son was born, because he was born in April, and this happened in December of 19. It was a day I just got off work. My wife just got off work, and we left work early, or I might have left work early, so that I could. We had It was one of them appointments to go, see the baby. With the doctor, with the thing that they put on the stomach. I forgot the name of it. Yeah, so we went to go do that. So that was that day. So I got off early. I met her at the hospital, and we did that. And it was getting close to when Matthias was about to be born. So it was good to see that he was doing okay, and and this day particularly was me and my wife's birthday. So me and my wife got the same birthday. If y'all don't know, now y'all know. Me and my wife got the same birthday, and that was like our birthday gift, to actually go and see our son. So we went. So after we was done, we was like, listen, you want to go get some food? Because we both was hungry. You know what I mean? I wanted to feed her and the baby. So it's like, yeah, come on, we going to go. So we tried to figure out what we wanted to eat. So we didn't. Anybody that know me and my wife, we homebodies. We homebodies. We like being in the house. And that's just what it. The pandemic did it. Before the pandemic did it. Once we got our house, that's all we like to. We just like being in the house. You know what I mean? So we was like, yeah, let's go get something to eat. So since we had two cars, I'm like, all right, I'm gonna go drop this car off, and you jump in this car, and we could go get something to eat. So we that's what we did. So she jumped in the car with me, and we was like, all right, what we gonna go eat? What we gonna eat? I said, I don't know. Let's go to Chili's. Yeah, all right, cool. Which one we gonna go to? So we said, all right, we're gonna go to Chili's over in Brookhaven. And but we was like, we gotta get the dogs food. So we like, all right, we gotta get the dog food. So we might just go to the dog store. The pet store, get some food, and then go eat. So we was trying to see, should we eat first, then go? I was like, it might be closed, whatever. Let's just get that out the way. So that was our thing. So we got to look at the pictures from we left the doctor, and just looking at him, and how big he was getting, Matthias was getting. So we got to the pet store, and this probably won't be a long video, but we got to the pet store. We got there, and we was like, all right, let's go to the pet store. So we parked. Me and her walked to the pet store. You know what I mean? So we got in the pet store, and as soon as you walked in, you heard a bunch of commotion. You look back, and it was just a guy back there bothering people. He was just bothering people. So, we just continued to walk. So they was trying to get him out the store. So he was coming towards us. So when he was coming towards us, like me and Tisha, we was walking in, and he brushed up against her, like with his arm, like he showed the, like he didn't do it hard, but he did it. And I looked at him, she looked at him, and she was like, "Excuse me." And I'm looking, I'm like, so since the way that I am, I don't get mad fast. You feel what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, my wife know how to speak. She know how to talk. She can handle herself. So, she said, excuse me. And he just looked at her and she walked around. So, me being me, I was like, all right, cool. I was going to do the same thing. So, I started to, I didn't feel no kind of way because she said something, so it was smashed. I'm like, all right, let's go get the dog. So I went to go walk around this guy. He did the same thing to me. So I guess he was looking for trouble. So when he did it to me, I don't know. It just was like, he did it to her. I let it go. I was like, all right, whatever. And you do it to me on purpose. So instantly I was like, okay, boom. So instantly he did that to me. I shoved him. Oof. I shoved him so hard. He fell into some, I don't know, dog toys or whatever it was that was by the door. And he's stumbling and he got up. So when he got up, caught his balance, he got up, he stole me. Bam. I took it. I didn't even really feel it. Because I ain't feel it. So when that happened, we started fighting. And all I could hear is my wife yelling in the background. You feel what I'm saying? But I didn't want her to get nowhere near nothing because I didn't want nothing to happen to her or the baby. You know what I mean? Like I said in my last video, that the first time we tried to have a kid, we lost it. Like we had a miscarriage. So I didn't want nothing to happen so close to him being born. So, I hear her yelling and screaming. And I'm like, yo, just chill, whatever. Like, I'm trying to stay calm. And the guy, he had to be on something. So he had my hoodie. Like, he just was holding on to me. So he tried to flank, like, throw me or whatever, but he couldn't. I used to play football, so I'm light on my feet. I'm light on my feet. I was, So he tried to throw me, and he couldn't. You know what I mean? So since he couldn't get me down, he held me, and he wound up somehow falling. So he just held me. He never let me go. So in the background, all I hear is my wife yelling, "That's my husband, get off!" I'm like, so all I'm thinking about is her and the baby. That's all I'm thinking about. Me, I was absolutely fine. I was fine. He wasn't hurting me. He had me, but he wasn't hurting me. Like, he had a grip on me. You feel what I'm saying? So I'm like calmly telling him, like, yo, bro, let me go. Like, let me go. But he didn't. I was like, yo, let me go, bro. He never said nothing. He just held me. So I'm like, yo, let me go, bro. So in the back of my mind, like I said, all I hear is my wife yelling, and I'm thinking, like, I'm not losing my son, that's all I can think about. Like, he elbow her or anything, like, bro. And I'm like, so that's all I could think about was like that, like him hurting my son or my wife. So me, I got a license to carry. So all I could think was something happening to my son, something happening to my wife, and what if he find out I'm carrying a gun? It could be bad if he gets to my gun. You feel what I'm saying? Like, who knows what happened? Who knows what happened? So in my mind, I struck first. I did what I was supposed to do because I thought about what if it was a different outcome. He knew I had a gun. He hurt my wife. He hurt my son. So I struck first. So, and like, I don't want nobody to think this was, I'm bragging about it or nothing. Like, this is what, all the stuff I talk about on this is what happens in my marriage, in our relationship, me and my wife relationship. But it's going to be a meaning behind this whole story. So, By me saying I struck first, so I discharged my weapon 3 times at him while he was holding me. 3 times. I did it 3 times, point blank. I mean, he was on his back. I was over him. He was holding my hoodie. So my hoodie was over my head. So I couldn't see nothing. You know what I mean? But I knew he was under me. I pulled my gun out. I shot at him point blank 3 times. Now, if y'all don't believe in God, and y'all might hear me say this a lot, if y'all don't believe in God, believe in God. By me doing that, so back in the day when I worked at Brinks, I got my 235. We went through a class, and they told us about different areas. Like, it's a light area, it's a dark area, it's a gray area. The gray area is in between. But they taught us, when you get into any kind of altercation or anything, you got to think about the gray area, because sometimes you might go too far. So the gray area is basically where you want to be is you want to stop the threat of whatever is coming at you. Now, how you stop the threat? But you want to stop the threat. So that was my whole goal. I wanted everything to stop. Everything to stop. Like at that moment. I wanted everything to stop. I wanted to stop hearing my wife yell. I wanted to make sure she was okay. He wouldn't let me go. I wanted him to let me go. I wanted everything to stop. So that's what I did. Them 3 shots ranged off. Everything stopped exactly how I wanted. I heard my wife in the background like, Derek, no. And I'm like, he wouldn't let me go. I hear you yelling. I had to do what I had to do. I wanted to make sure my family was okay. So as that happened, everything stopped. He let me go. That's what I wanted. And he realized, like, the way he looked at me was like, I didn't know he had a gun. It's not funny, but it's just like, you never know. That's why you don't need to bother people. People should not bother, because you never know. So after he let me go, he crawled away from me. I picked my wife up. I made sure she was fine. I checked her. I wanted to make sure nothing, you know what I mean? I checked. I'm like, are you okay? I'm checking. Are you okay? Oh, that was my main goal and priority. And make sure she was okay. She was okay. I told him to stay right there, and I told my wife to call the cops. He sat over there. He was checking himself. He acted like he got shot. So he was checking himself, called the cops. I went outside while he was in there, because I had the upper hand. I wanted everything to stop. I wanted everything to stop. So it stopped. He sat there. The cops came up. What happened? Who got the gun? I said, I got the gun. Put your hands up. I'm like, listen, I called you, man. Okay, put your hands up. I'm like, I called you. You got the gun, put your hands up. I'm like, okay. So I had to put my hands up. They took my weapon from me. And I'm like, so they put me in handcuffs. They was like, it's like, what happened? I'm like, he attacked me. He bumped my wife in the store. Then he attacked me. He wouldn't let me go, so I discharged my weapon. Simple as that. So they took my gun. They detained me. They put me in the back of the car. They put the guy in the hospital, in the ambulance, whatever. My wife, she was crying. I didn't want her to be stressed. Like I said, she was pregnant. We was too close we was almost at the finish line with our son. I was like, listen, all I could, because we never got to eat. We never got to eat. Like, that was the whole point. It was our birthday. We was going out for our birthday dinner, and she never got to eat. So I'm worried. The cop talking to me, and I'm like, listen, I don't care about none of this. Can y'all make sure my wife eat? She gotta feed my son. That's like, yo, I'm gonna be alright. And I hear her, and she's standing there, you know, and I'm in handcuffs in the back of a police car, and I'm like, yo, bro, I ain't do nothing. Like, you know what I mean? I just was protecting me and my family. So, you know, the police station was right across the street. Like, literally right across the street. They could have walked me over there. So they had her in one car, had me in one. They took me over there. They put me in a cell. They got witnesses, you know, statements and all that from over there, whatever, the people in the pet store, whatever. And they took their statement. They had the camera from the store. They got the camera. So they did all the interviews and all the statements, and they got my statement. And I told them what happened. And just like I just told y'all, I told the detective the same exact thing. This is what happened. I never did nothing. Like, I was minding my business. He bumped my wife. I let that slide. He bumped me. I didn't let it slide. And the crazy part, they was trying to make it seem like, they was trying to put it so where they seemed like I was the one that started because I pushed him. But at the end of the day, I didn't start nothing because he bumped my wife. They seen it on camera. And then he bumped me. They seen it on camera. So, you know, they did whatever. And I had to stay in there for like, I don't know, an hour. And I'm like, yo, why am I in here? So my wife, they had a camera so she could see me in there, whatever. Because she knows she was worried about me. But, you know, I was cool. I mean, I was cold, but I was cool. So they did everything. They got the video. They seen the video, whatever. And, you know, before I left, they sent me down. It was like, you know, they had to take my gun. So I had my favorite hoodie on. And as I was talking to the detective, he was like, your wife let you come out the house with her ripped up hoodie like that? I said, what? I said, nah, this is my favorite hoodie. The guy ripped it up. He's like, are you serious? I'm like, yeah, he ripped up my, he was grabbing me so hard, he ripped my hoodie. He was like, oh, we need that for evidence. So I'm like, okay, cool. So I gave it to him. You know what I mean? So, you know, it was like, well, you know, you can't get your weapon back because we got to do an investigation. We got to make sure everything's clean and blah, 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 blah. So from that time to that time, the guy that attacked me in the store, he already was out the hospital, came up and got his stuff. So this is the point where if you don't believe in God, you should. Like, you know, I told you I was point blank range at this guy, with this guy. And none of them bullets hit him. None of them hit him. But you want to know what's crazy? And this is how God works. One of them bullets, it went through this man's wallet, right? It went through his wallet. It blew everything up in his wallet. Everything was destroyed. Went through his wallet. They found the shell casing in his pocket. They found the shell casing in his pocket. He never had a scratch on him. He never had a scratch on him. So look, that being said, if you don't believe in God, you should. For me to be so close to him, I thought I was going to kill him. I thought he would have been bleeding out. I really did. And I didn't want to hurt nobody. I didn't want to have to do that. But my main goal was to stop everything because I wanted to make sure my wife and my son was good. When the detective told me, yeah, I don't know how, he asked me, he was like, what kind of gun you got? I said, I got this 40. He's like, man, he didn't even know what to say. He didn't even know what to say. He did not know what to say. Because he was like, how did this happen? It went through his wallet and landed in his pocket. I said, listen, if you don't believe in nothing, believe in God. He's like, yeah, I hope he believe in God, because, wow, this is wow. So they finally let me go. My wife was already there, so she was already in communications with everybody. And when I say, when we got outside, you know, I had to talk to the detectives, and he was asking me all these questions. Did I know him? Did my wife know him? Did we have any beef? And blah, 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 and this and that. I'm like, listen, because at the end of the day, because I was black, he was black. So they thought it was some kind of beef that we had. I'm like, listen, me and my wife just moved to where we live in Delaware County. I'm like, listen, you see what I got on? I had work clothes on. I just left work. I said, yo, I just left work. I don't know nobody around here. I'm new from around here. As a matter of fact, I don't even live in this township. I live in the next one over. I just came in to get pet food for my dog. Now my dog's going to be hungry because I didn't get the food. You know what I mean? Like, my wife hungry. I'm hungry. You know what I mean? Because all this because of him. So, no, I don't know him. It ain't no beef. I don't got beef with nobody. So he's like, you know, da-da-da-da-da. Somebody, man, listen, I live here. I pay taxes. I don't know what he do. I pay taxes. So, you know what I mean? To Delaware County. You feel me? To my township. I pay taxes. So, you know, whatever, we had our interview, and, you know, they set everything up, and we got to leave. So when we got outside, when I say it was like a clown car, it was like 6, it wasn't no dudes. It was like 6 females ready to fight. Yo, it was like 6 females ready to fight. Ready to go ham, yo. And I'm like, nah, everything good. Everything good. You know what I mean? Everything good. We good. Everything good. I'm good. We good. Tisha good. The baby good. You feel what I'm saying? Yeah, and we went home. We went home, and you know, we chilled. So I had to call I think I might have had like a bruise on my eye or something like that. But I went home, and you know, it was an experience, man, because I never had to discharge no weapon, especially not in, you know what I mean, if I wasn't at a range or something like that. So it was like a shocking thing, but I did what I was supposed to do for my family. You feel what I'm saying? So that night, man, I had to call out of work because I wasn't going to work. It was just too much going on. But that night, man, I broke down because I thought it could have went bad for me and him. He could have been not here, and I could have been probably in jail. You know what I mean? So, you know what I mean? My old neighbor, I got to speak to him, and, you know, I told him what happened. And he was like, yeah, I was over there, but I didn't know that was you. So me and him spoke, and he gave me a lawyer number because he's seen other things that went down where, you know, because of the color of my skin, I might have got the wrong hand. You feel what I'm saying? So he gave me a good lawyer that fight for stuff like that. And that's what happened. You know, I stayed home the next day and just hugged my wife. Just was around. I just thank God nothing happened to nobody. You know what I mean? So, but yeah, so I just thank God, and like I said, God did things where He stopped anybody from getting hurt, and I thank Him. And you know, that was a crazy moment in our life, and the meaning behind that was, you know, even though I had the license to carry and everything, I believe God was telling me, you don't need that weapon, because I fight all your battles. And I was like, you know what, God, you right. You right. since that day. 2019. I haven't even carried that gun. I haven't. I mean, I think they held it for like 6 months at the police show, and they wound up calling me like 6 months later, or six or 3 months later. Like, yeah, you come pick up your stuff, da 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 da. But the lawyer that I had, they didn't want to deal with him. He would have been expensive, but I would have had to pay for it because I would have got the wrong hand if it didn't go my way. Because all I was there for is to get dog food. That's it. He assaulted me by bumping me and my wife. So that was just a story, just before my son was born that I wanted to tell. That's why I put that little short up of the news with the it was the other channels. They was saying crazy stuff. It was making me feel like I was a criminal, and I was the one that called the cops and the one that was just defending himself. But at the end of the day, listen, God was always in control. He made me see some things, and it was a learning experience. But I'm gonna end this story. I'm sorry it took so long. I've been putting these shorts up though, but it's just I'm trying to stay consistent. A lot of things going on in my life, in our life. I ain't gonna say just mine because I'm not by myself. I'm one with my wife. So a lot of things going on, but God is in control, and I'm gonna keep on doing what I'm doing. So every time I say, yo, I gotta do a video, I'm staying consistent. I might not do it as much as I want, but I'm staying consistent. And me and my wife will be on here one of these days. So just keep looking for us. We coming with the baby. He on there. He the star of the show. So yo, thank y'all for tuning in. Love you guys. Just stay safe. Just know God always in control. He's always in control. Always remember that. Peace. I will get at y'all later.